Welcome to this episode of Locked In. If you're looking for 5 simple upgrades to your gravel bike, all for under $100, please stay tuned. So in this video, I'm going to be going over my top tips to upgrade any gravel bike that you have. Most bikes on the market currently are going to be able to utilize these upgrades in different capacities. So you might actually be able to spend less than this on your gravel bike and make some simple improvements to it. And I'm going to be referencing some other videos on my channel that I've created using these products specifically. So let's get started. So with the price total of only $100, where are we going to start? That's simply going to be going tubeless. Now I have done a video that I'll be putting in the description below of how to go tubeless on a super budget. And I put in that video for essentially $15, which is still the case. So to do that, all you're going to need is simply some Gorilla Tape and some tubeless sealant. Now Gorilla Tape is only going to be about $3 on average depending on the width that you get. And as you can see here, I simply cut this down to the desired width that I needed for my install, and I've had no issues with that wheel set actually seeping sealant or anything like that after that's been done. So this few dollar roll that you're going to get from any hardware store is going to be more versatile and give you a variety of rim widths if you custom cut it down like I did here to work on any style or width of bicycle wheel. Then obviously you're going to need sealant. Sealant's going to range about $15 depending on the amount that you're going to need or use, and I've used Orange Seal for quite a while. I do like their sealant. I've tried a bunch of different varieties of brands, so you don't have to get Orange Seal. Mock-Off makes a great tubeless sealant as well, but I do like Orange Seal's applicator that they do sell. It is really easy to get it into the tubeless valve, but if you get a bottle like this or you don't have an applicator, this is going to lead me into my extra budget hack that I should have included in that original video of a turkey baster that I got from the dollar store. This is like the easiest way to put sealant into the valves, and it even gives you milliliters. And for anyone who doesn't know, 30 milliliters is essentially an ounce. So this is easy way to make sure you're putting the exact amount that you want with no waste. I simply just took off the long metal tip that comes with this and just put it right in the valve, and it fits perfectly, honestly. And as you can see, this thing has got a ton of use. And honestly, I would never go back, and this was just a thing I've randomly stumbled upon when I was at the dollar store. And going on the theme of going tubeless, which I think is going to add comfort and convenience for you, is upgrading the comfort of your cockpit. I've made plenty of videos for the Redshift Sports components and how this shock stop stem can increase the comfort of your handlebars on any kind of bike, but I want to show you an easy budget way to improve the current setup on there if you have that stem or not, and that's simply with 2 simple upgrades. That's going to be this ultra budget $16 Amazon special bar tape, and the real big thing with this and how good of a deal it is, and I've run it honestly on a ton of my bikes and it lasts really long. I'll cut to some footage that you're going to see, and it's hard to notice the difference in tape, but I've used this tape on all of my builds for the last year or so, and I've been really happy with it. Yes, it does scuff up eventually when I take a tumble, but that's the only reason I have a new set, is because I kind of ripped it once I crashed recently. But the really good value here is it is $16. It comes with Allen key style bar ends, which I really do prefer compared to the regular press-in style, because especially for gravel bikes, you're on rougher terrain, and I have had bar plugs fall out on me, so I really like that you can secure these with an Allen head, as well as this is a 3mm thick tape. That is going to be on the thicker side. Now nowadays, they do make a 5mm width tape, and some other brands make these super thick tapes. But the reason why I like this is because it is a lot cheaper than those tapes, combined with the next item, which is hard to show. And again, you'll have to trust me, it's on all of my bikes, and these are just some offcut pieces from me ripping them over the years, is the Physique bar gel inserts. Now there are other brands, and I'm going to link to another brand in the description below that's actually cheaper at $12, and I have installed that on my buddy's bike, and it feels very similar. This is going to be basically a gel insert that you're going to run underneath the handlebars. So this piece is going to run underneath, basically right where the hoods are in the curve of your handlebar drop, as well as there is a straight section that's going to go in the drops. Now, a lot of people, and what I used to do back in the day, was just double wrap your bars. The reason why I like this is these last forever unless you rip them or destroy them like I have, and then combine that with a 3mm tape like I've shown you. That's going to give you essentially what's going to feel very similar to a 5mm thick of tape for a lot less money, meaning that when you eventually do destroy or rip your tape, it's $16 to then retape your bars, and you still have that added gel insert. And because the gel is only in the drop section and on the top, it's not going to basically utilize too much tape to wrap your bars, because sometimes when you do a double layer, that second layer is almost hard to finish. And it's only going to put gel inserts where you really need it. You don't need your bars thick underneath where your hands are never going to touch. So this is going to add compliance exactly where you want it on your bike, and I've ridden all of this setup continuously for the last few years, to be honest, and I've never gone back. and that's the reason why I do that instead of going with the ultra thick tape or double wrapping my bars. Lastly, the other upgrade is going to be these Pedro's tire levers. They do have a new version that's called the Pedro Micro. I just didn't get them in time to do this video, and I wanted to make this video. So if you're looking for easy upgrades for your bike for Christmas season, you can send this video to a family member and make sure that they get you stuff that you actually want and actually can use. So the new Micros are very similar to this. I've never broken a Pedro's lever, and I really love their parts, and they just came out with a really cool clickable dual style, which I'll put a picture of here. And you can see that it's a very small, minimal version of this with a quick link holder on the inside, as well as, I believe, a valve core remover. And that's honestly an awesome upgrade, and I've ordered some already. They just didn't come in time when I'm shooting this video. But you can just get these standard levers as well. These are super beefy, especially for really tight rim and tire combinations, especially going tubeless. And lastly is a set of clipless pedals. I really am a big fan of going clipless. You can get the base model Shimano SPD pedals all day long on Facebook Marketplace or used or anywhere else because they're just a dime a dozen. But honestly, I would never go back. I do understand riding flats, and I still have a bike with flat pedals on them. So if you don't want to do that, you can also upgrade your stock flat pedals with a set of nicer lightweight pedals that you can try. There's a bunch of different ones. I really recommend the Race Face Chesters. Those are very similar price to the base model Shimano SPDs, which are both going to be around that $45 mark. Now here's a little tip. Check online for those SPD pedals because everyone's got a set in their garage or something somewhere, and probably will sell them to you for like 15 or 20 bucks. I have over the years upgraded. These are physically a set of XTR pedals, which are great, but I have had a set of base model SPDs, and they're actually on my Poseidon Redwood, and I've only broken one set, and I think in my entire life. So I had one set that I had regularly ridden for I think 5 or 6 years before I eventually broke an axle on one of them. But again, they are the cheapest model pedal, and they lasted me forever, so just get a set of the base ones. And lastly, before we wrap up, let's go over that full price list. So your bar gel inserts are going to be $15. The thicker bar tape, like I mentioned, was $16. The SPD pedals or flat pedals are going to be about $45, but again, check online to see if you can get a used set of those SPDs and save yourself some money. Your Gorilla Tape's going to be about $3. Sealant's going to range you about $15 depending on the size of bottle that you get. And lastly, those Pedro's mini levers are going to be $6, so that's going to rein you in right at that $100 price point. And if you save that extra few bucks on those pedals, what I suggest to buy is a whiskey flask holder that you can get for 11 to 12 bucks on Amazon and put any standard whiskey flask in. Obviously, of course, if you're of legal drinking age, but you could put coffee in this or anything else as well. So I hope you like this video. I'm knocking out a bunch of these upgrades slash gift idea upgrades under a certain price point all this week for the holiday season. And honestly, if you're just looking for gift ideas for the cyclist in your life, this little mini series of videos that I'm doing should help you out, because I know, trust me, cyclists are hard to buy gifts for, and you need to buy stuff that's kind of somewhat universal. So I will be making more videos in that style, because I understand trying to have your family members buy you stuff for the holidays is extremely difficult to know what exactly is compatible with your bike or something that you're really interested in or what could be useful for you. So I hope you like this. Please make sure to comment below if you have any further questions. I check my comments every single day, as well as you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, as well as you can support the channel via my Spreadshirt with my cool Slow But Look Pro and Is My Bike Okay merch that I just recently released, as well as on Pateron, where I do offer one-on-one bike Zoom consultations about anything cycling related for my top 2 tier levels. All those links are going to be in the description below. And lastly, thanks for watching this episode of Locked In. Let's get locked into